Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship returns to Manawatu for the GoPro Daybreaker Rally. It's a land of green pastures awaiting the drivers. The rally is based in Palmerston North, but for the first time in many years, will start with night stages north of the city. Before the dawn takes the rally to the town of Taihape. Spectacular roads and spectacular scenery for the championship final. The Gold Rush Rally of Coromandel had taken in a different scenery. Richard and Sarah Mason were already crowned champions on the previous rally, so the battle here was for classics and the chance to be the 2014 runner-up. A tough start for David Holder as his co-driver fell ill early on. That opened the way for Ben Hunt, but a puncture cost him 3 minutes and the battle was back on. The Masons lost their record-breaking streak when they parked up with a broken suspension. And through it all, Phil Campbell stepped up to take the lead. So after that, the battle for second now sees Holder by just 3 points over Ben Hunt. With thick gravel on the stages for the Daybreaker Rally, David Holder went for a tactical start order, 5th on the road, Hunt covered by going for 4th.
We'd love to win a rally this year. We managed to win Daybreaker Rally last year, and that's our main goal this weekend, is to try get another one on the notch, and that is why we have chosen 4th on the road, and hopefully that'll pay off. If we did end up getting second in the championship, that would be a bonus, but tomorrow our main goal will be to try and get Richard.
Only a 3-point lead for second in the championship, but you might have just got yourself a wee advantage in road position.
No, there's not much in it. It's anyone's game tomorrow. And yeah, luckily we've got 5th on the road, so a bit more sweeping from Ben and the boys in front of us. And with Ben only being one place in front, it just keeps it even, or fairly even for us both, so it's good.
So the challenge of stage 1 is that we're running it in the dark. Now this is a tight, twisty stage, and it's really hard to see round the openings and the tightenings in those corners when you've got lights on the front of your car. Everyone knows that when you're driving at night, it's different to during the day. So first out, this is going to be quite difficult. There's a lot of dust for the following cars, so vision could be quite difficult. Stage 4 is probably one of the only fast stages of the rally, and it's quite different to most of the others. There's a really difficult section in the middle with a jump. 43 k's long, the power stage is totally different to normal. Everybody's used to doing little short stages. Well, this one has a bit of everything. It's tight and twisty to start off with lots of heavy gravel. Start order is going to be interesting in here. It has some tarmac sections in the middle, still twisty though. And then out towards the end, it comes into a really windy section on the way down a hill. A real challenge.
The cars left Palmerston North at 3:50 a.m. Richard Mason confidently starting 1st on the road. Once again, our top rally driver and commentator Glenn Inkster at the stage start.
We're just going to sort of try and keep it steady today. Night stages is more about having everything just in the right place, your notes, your lights and everything, so that you can have a good stage. And generally speaking, if you try too hard, you don't tend to do a very good stage time. So we'll just try and make it steady, and hopefully the stage times will come from there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for left minor.
So let's light up the dark on the Daybreaker Rally. And Glenn, what are the challenges ahead on a night stage like this?
As Richard pointed out, you've got to have the lights set up right to see as much as you can, but there's lots of little things you'd see during the day. You just don't get a chance to see that at night time. So it's more accurate on the notes.
Cut. Caution. Finish crest. Long 2.
Certainly looks spectacular past our cameras. So let's see what time the Masons will set on stage 1. Watershed down to the finish. And he's done a 12 minutes 52.7. Lance Williams next through, but struggling in the thick gravel and loses over a minute. Matt Summerfield running 3rd on the road. Maybe the gravel will be just a little bit better for him, Glenn.
It should start to sweep off. The more passing the cars, we see the gravel getting thrown out from under the wheels, so it should get better, but there is a lot of gravel out there.
Well, 40 seconds slower than Mason for Summerfield now. Ben Hunt, first in the battle for that runner-up in the championship position.
20, keep in for right.
Ben looks confident. His thing's going to be dust if there's not too much dust lingering around, because the driving lights don't like the dust. And you can just hear the car struggling to dig through that gravel.
Sudden long 3 right.
Right, let's check out their time as they head down to the finish in the Winger Subaru.
Hard to see in there, Jack.
Yeah. What's wrong with the suspension?
Don't know, it's doing something weird in the rear, eh?
13.03, 10 seconds slower than Mason. Right, David Holder now, hoping that 5 on the road will mean clearer gravel. And another advantage is that familiar voice in the co-driver's seat.
Short 6 right, 60, long 4 left plus.
Yes, John Kennard taking a break from WRC duties with Hayden Patton to give the young driver a hand in this final rally.
It's a bit hard to see through there.
50.
Oh, that's a big moment. He's picked up too much at the inside, almost into the bank on the outside.
8 right, 8 left.
And it's Holder holding third, 10 seconds back from the other stars.
6 left.
Next away, Andrew Hawkswood in the mighty Mazda, but trouble early on with overheating off the start line. Graham Featherston, though, in a good position, 7th on the road, which should be good for sweeping off all the gravel by now.
It should be getting a bit of a clearer line, but we're not seeing the improvement in stage times yet. Maybe some of these drivers just not quite comfortable in the night time.
On board now with Phil Campbell, the winner of the last rally in the Gold Rush, and he's made a few changes, Glenn.
He's upgraded his light package. It's a much whiter, brighter light, and I think he's a bit more comfortable in the night time now.
As you can see, the battle for 5th led by Summerfield, followed by Campbell and then Featherston. Tony McGonicky now getting a good start, 8th overall, just behind Featherston. So as dawn breaks, our top 10 leaderboard sees Richard Mason on top, followed by Hunt and Holder in touch, but lots of work for the other drivers to do. But they may have a chance as Richard Mason arrives with damage at the start of stage 2.
We've made the classic mistake of the bonnet coming up and hitting the windscreen, which is a shame because we actually have a safety on the bonnet there in case that happens. I don't take the safety off, and it slipped past the safety and still came and hit the windscreen. So yeah, a bit frustrating, but I don't know, we'll be interested to see if we can get a windscreen on a Saturday or whether or not we'll be doing the whole rally with a broken windscreen.
Stage 2, Ridge Road, and our B&T stage stats, 10.3 kilometres and braking light. So, how bad will that broken windscreen hold back the Masons?
Well, just looking out of the screen here, it's certainly going to be a distraction. He'll just have to put that out of his mind and keep looking forward.
Really tight hairpin here, shades of sort of WRC type rally.
Yeah, apart from that little bog, I reckon that's a 9 out of 10.
8 minutes 59.8 for Mason, so plenty of work ahead for Lance Williams.
Yeah, it's a big ask. Second car on the road, there's still a lot of loose gravel around, so some good learning.
It's been a good start, though, for Matt Summerfield.
It's been a season of ups and downs for Matt. He's had some good speed mixed with a little bit of unreliability. He'll be wanting to finish the year on a great result.
Won the Hamner Club Rally a few weeks back. Look how tight this is.
It's certainly technical.
4th on the road now. Will Ben Hunt be able to take advantage of the slightly wounded B&T Subaru up front?
5 left, 50. Keep
He's
in,
having a
4
go.
left plus short 5 right plus 30.
How does he go at the hairpin?
Oh, almost bogged it down, but he gets it going. Finishes up 11 seconds.
4 left.
A loss to Mason. So another chance here for David Holder, maybe.
K120.
Oh, he's just about got off the road.
Not listening.
A wise voice from the co-driver there.
And it was a bit of a costly error too, costing him time. He was 20 seconds down through this 10-kilometre stage.
30. 4 right. 4 left plus.
Andrew Hawkswood reporting a possible blown head gasket at the stage start. but still posting third fastest time on the stage. This hairpin turning out to be a real challenge for the drivers. Graham Featherston getting close to the edge in his battle with Phil Campbell. Just brings it back around to normality. Phil Campbell still ahead in 6th. Tony McConaughey keeping up his fight in 8th overall, but just 5 seconds now behind Featherston. This is home turf for our championship sponsor, Brian Green. He's been competing here for over 40 years and rewarded here with a move up into the top 10. So after 2 stages, Mason going hard out in front, leaving the competition in his dust. Ben Hunt has the upper hand in the battle for the championship runner-up spot as they head to Taihape for the first service.
As you can see behind us, unfortunately the windscreen came up when we took the lights off on touring and smashed it. So I don't think we're going to be able to change it today. It's just going to, it's not too bad. Richard can still see through it.
Ben, lingering dust and night time's not always a good combination.
No, it's not. We were definitely worried about that, especially in the still morning and with the spotlights on. It just sits there and it kind of, like if you're driving in fog, you have to dim your lights, and that was kind of the case here. It was horrible, really. There was places where we were braking, 200 metres shy of the corner, and we were losing valuable time. But I guess that's a gamble you take when you pick 4th on the road, and yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Hopefully we might get a little bit of rain today and that might help our case out, but we'll just have to be a bit careful in those areas where it's dusty.
David, you're right in this battle for 2nd in the championship. How did the first 2 stages go?
Honestly, they were pretty average. I struggled for confidence in there, just in myself and the notes, so I was sort of bouncing off banks and pretty loose all over the show. It was actually not dark in the 2nd stage, so that helped a bit, but yeah, it wasn't great.
Andrew Hawkswood had punctured in stage 2 and confirmed that the engine was using oil and water.
Is this to be expected as you try and develop an engine?
Oh, absolutely. When you go and put a turbocharged charger on an engine that's not normally turbocharged, you're going to run into problems. So, we've been pretty lucky all season, but we tried some new stuff this weekend and it's not working out for us just yet.
You'll be aiming for 3rd in the championship, but 2nd if others strike problems?
Yeah, definitely. Our car's running really well today, and I'm really happy with it after the first 2. So if those other 2 have problems, we'll be on their case.
You're in 6th place, but it's not far up to 4th, and others are having their problems.
Yeah, I sort of would have liked to have been a little bit further up, but with that night stage, we're just lacking that little bit of confidence. So we'll be going out and pushing hard these next group of 3 stages and see what we can do.
Coming up, we fly through the stages on the GoPro Daybreaker Rally.
We've had the challenge of the darkness in these morning stages. Now we're going to talk about another challenge the drivers face.
Long 4 right plus. 30.
5 left minus 30. 5 right minus opens. 5 right minus opens 30.
With these rally cars, it's all about getting as much grip out of the tyre. The actual condition of the road plays a big part in how much gravel is on that road. This rally, there's a lot of surface gravel, and the first cars, they're going to be doing a lot of sweeping. We're using this broom just to show exactly what happens to this road. All of a sudden, the first cars sweep away that top loose gravel, revealing a much harder road. First car on the road, a big disadvantage, and he's actually cleaning up that road and giving his competitors a much better road in order to set much faster times.
Coming up, it's the big feature stage of the morning. It's the 30k Matawhero Road, but first up at stage 3, Puki Okahu Road. More heavy gravel too for Richard Mason to try and sweep away for the others.
Centre of crest down, 6 right, 250.
Ben Hunt obviously trying hard to make up time. Holder though getting better pace, 3rd fastest in the stage despite this.
5 left. 80.
Ooh, sorry.
You're right. Fine. Keep on it. 5 left minus. Long 4 right plus.
And Andrew Hawkswood on a charge despite engine worries. Second fastest on the stage in the little wee Mazda. Stage 4, Matawhero, our morning feature stage, and look at this road.
The organiser done a fantastic job giving such great roads to this rally. Look at Mason, the car's just flowing, dancing. There's no greater feeling in the world than going that fast on these roads. And they've certainly got full concentration, but I think you can see just how much they're enjoying it as well.
Right, let's take a look at the split time for Mason. It's 3:27 flat. Dust not an issue here for Ben Hunt, but can he take advantage of that better road position and close the gap on Mason? His split time 3:29, so he's down by 2.
6 right minus 37 and plus. 50.
David Holder has to make his move here if he has to stay in touch with Hunt though.
Yeah, and this is all about second place in the championship as well. Whoever finishes in front will take that second place title for the championship.
5 right plus. 3 left.
And just look at all that gravel still getting thrown out.
But he's struggling. Holder's split time 3:31, so he's down by 4.1. 29.5 kilometre stage, and it's steep downhill through the open paddocks here towards the end. Mason on a charge.
And what great camera shots, what great roads, and fantastic to watch these cars through here.
No stage records on these stages though, so Mason's time will stay top, 18:46.9.
Richard, it's Dan Putterfoot here at the finish, but there's plenty of dust coming off your car. Dry in the stage?
Yeah, it was quite a bit of loose gravel, but you know, I was saying to Sarah, it's a bit like ploughing a field, you know, you're just shifting so much gravel. But, yeah, no, it was good fun.
Now look at the road from Ben Hunt's car, and you can see that the top 3 cars have already moved a lot of gravel off that road.
Left long 2 right.
They have, but the road doesn't look that hard-packed underneath. It's still quite soft.
5 left, keep in 60. 5 left minus, tightens. 6 left. 7 right over finish, 4 left. 7 right over finish, 4 left.
Stage time for Hunt, 18:54.8.
Ben, only a few seconds down on Mason.
Yeah, it was good to be just off Richard, but I think we got held up by a little bit in there with dust. You know, it's just sitting in some of those valleys where there's no wind coming through, so hopefully that wind picks up and I'm not held up anymore.
So they were close to the split, but can David Holder make up some time on Hunt? Remember, he was down by 4 halfway through.
30, 5 left plus.
To take full advantage of road position, he needs to be right on the wheel tracks. He's a little bit ragged and not quite on line in some places, so he's not quite getting the full advantage.
Down to the finish, the stage time is going to be very close though.
7 right minus over finish, 4 left plus.
18:55.1, just 0.3 off Hunt.
No, that's all right.
Lance Williams complaining about handling issues, but the team have sent him out again, unsure whether it's the thick gravel causing the problems or if he has a mechanical problem. Summerfields found themselves battling for 4th place after both Andrew Hawkswood and Graham Featherston retired with problems before the stage start.
They're doing a really good job in a car that's a lot older than some of the others in front.
20.
Brother and sister working really well together in the car.
Short 3 left.
Just look at that corner. That's gold.
This is 3 right plus. Short.
In real contrast too to the Gold Rush Rally in the Coromandel. So great roads around the rally country. Phil Campbell, 3rd fastest through the stage, but trailed the Summerfields in 5th by just 2 seconds. And a flying Tony McConaughey now up to 6th. Brian Green had lost time on stage 3. Now on stage 4, moved back up into the top 10.
Small crest 35 left minus. 30. 5 right minus. 6 left 30. 5 left.
Dave Strong also in this battle for 8th place, just 0.4 off Green in the Honda-powered S2000. But Max Bailey was just ahead of both in his Fiesta, despite an engine fault, which saw him stalling the car through the stages. Brent Taylor in the Toyota 86 challenging green for 10th. And David Thexton moving up to 12th after the 4th stage. So Mason still leads 38 seconds to Hunt and another 18 to Holder. Matt Summerfield in 4th, but he too had engine issues.
Matt, it's not normal to see you have to work on a car between stages.
No, just got a bit hot coming out of the last one, so we'll just put a bit more water in it and hopefully we get back to the service.
And it's a nice short stage, so hopefully you'll get through that all right and then have a look at it service properly.
Yeah, definitely. We'll send the guys to work on it and hopefully get it good.
After stage 5, just a 9-kilometre sprint back to the service, and this time the times for the top 3 were a lot closer. Mason again takes the stage win. Ben Hunt's stage time under a second back from Mason. But David Holder was 0.1 faster than Hunt. No change in the position for the top 3, but Phil Campbell took 4th place from the Summerfields by just 0.8 seconds. So service at Tai Happy and the drivers and the cars are taking a pounding.
The car felt really grouse in those first 2 stages after service, and we were pushing quite hard, and as you can probably see by the front bumper, we put some quite big cuts in there. We've got a slight leaking left front caliper now and got a bit of a misfire under 3.5 grand, so hopefully try sort that out and get through to the end.
Under 20 seconds in it for this battle for second in the championship.
I only just found that out, so no, that's good. We've had a few interesting stages. Like, we finished the last one and I thought it was rubbish and it was okay, so yeah, don't really know how to pick it, so hopefully we keep sort of progressing and getting better through the day.
Coming up, the longest power stage of the season. Will bonus points make all the difference in the battle for second?
Let's talk about tyres. They really are the unsung hero of these rally cars. These rocks, right on line, just look at the size of them. This one here, nice and smooth on this side, sharp as a knife on this side. Only takes one car to pull that rock out, turn it round. Next tyre that comes past that, big job not to have a puncture. We're here at the end of Special Stage 7. This is the power stage, 42 kilometres long, the longest power stage of the season. It's going to be critical in this battle for second in the championship. 2 names of now, but champions of the future, David Holder, Ben Hunt. Whoever wins this power stage or comes out on top, they're going to have one hand on that second place championship trophy. If the rally stays the way it is, they'll be tied on points, and it's the bonus points from this stage that's going to be the critical difference.
So can Richard Mason retain his unbeaten stage finish on this rally? And of course a win here will place Sarah Mason as the championship's most successful rally co-driver.
Well, this stage has got a bit of everything. Fast and flowing at the start and fast and flowing at the end, but plenty of tight, twisty, technical bits in the middle. And lots to keep them occupied.
4 right minus, 13, 6 right minus and left, 18, 6 left minus, 100, 5 left plus cut, 50, long 6 left, tightens, cut.
As you can see, the Masons have been trying hard through the stage, but will it be enough to take another power stage?
And 3 right, and 3 left plus, and right, and
This is a long stage. It's possible the tyres are just getting a little bit overheated towards the end here, but it really is great to watch.
So the time to beat 31:18.1.
We're used to you setting the benchmark for the power stage. How did the stage go for you?
Look, it could be close. We've had a massive amount of gravel to clear, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Second on the road, though, is Lance Williams, and he's really been troubled in these conditions, these rocky rally roads around the Rangitikei. A real handful.
It's just taking Lance a little bit of time to get over the crash he had mid-season. But hopefully he gets some good miles today and get some confidence back.
200, don't go wide. 200.
His time, 33 minutes, .01.
Lots and lots of gravel, but how did the stage go?
Yeah, it was good. A lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, but a lot of fun. Slippery as.
Was it quite fast in sections?
The last bit and a bit at the start, but the rest was real tight.
Now it's Matt Summerfield keeping his engine alive and still in the hunt for a championship podium.
It wasn't looking so good there. It was taking a lot of water, but the crew, they're doing a good job keeping this car going.
Half long, 3 right minus.
Just look how narrow that is.
Stage time 32.21. He displaces Williams on the board. So now it's Ben Hunt and David Holder tied for second place in the championship on the current standings. One bonus point may decide who is second and who finishes third. We're talking about pressure.
Yeah, and Ben's obviously catching the dust from Matt and Lance in front. Whether that holds him up. Just nicked the bank there.
4 right minus. Hug long 3 left. Keep in long 4 right minus.
So the time for Ben Hunt. Remember, he has to beat 31.18. Oh, look at those rocks.
Massive rocks there.
Hug 4 right minus 30. Hug 4 right.
The time is 31 minutes 43.4. He'll be disappointed not to beat Mason.
Of all power stages for you, this one's super critical. How did it go?
Yeah, we pushed pretty hard in the end. Probably was overdriving the car at times, but it was blooming good fun. And you know what it's like, Inky. A sideways car is a fun car, but it's not always the fastest. So we gave it our most and had fun.
Now this is mid-stage, and this is David Holder giving it everything.
Right minus 3 left. Long 4 right minus tightens. Crazy notes. Long 5 left plus tightens, 4 minus.
That's just John used to running Hayden Paddon's own notes, and today they're running organisers' supplied notes. There's just a little bit of a difference in interpretation.
30, long 3 left.
And that's ragged.
30.
And the time is 32 minutes 10, so third place on the stage.
Oh, it's pretty loose. There's a lot of gravel in there, and it just took me a while to sort of tidy it up a bit and not throw it around too much.
It was pretty fast down towards the finish here.
Yeah, I pussied out on one of the crests.
Phil Campbell just 2.4 seconds ahead of Matt Summerfield going into the power stage. This battle for fourth looking like it would go right down to the wire.
This is a great shot to show the wheel tracks. You can really see where the other cars have been.
And where the drivers have to stay in to avoid getting too ragged and wide. Campbell 20 seconds down on Summerfield, moves down a place. Behind him, Tony McConaughey maintaining 6th place with 6th fastest time. Brian Green moving up to 9th overall. And Dave Strong just half a second slower than Green on the power stage, but holds 8th overall. So the points winners on the power stage, Mason, Hunt, Holder, Summerfield and Campbell. Fantastic views around the Daybreaker Rally of the Manawatu. Another short sprint to the service at Apati. Richard Mason having some fun now that his lead is out to a minute.
You just put on a show.
Now take a look at the driving style of Hunt and Holder here, side by side.
What we see here, Ben is nice and smooth, flowing the car. David not quite as much, so it's paying off to Ben here.
It sure is, because he wins the stage and sets the fastest time. So it's that old saying, smooth is fast, and Phil Campbell 3rd fastest on the stage. How fast and smooth is he? Tony McConaughey 4th fastest, just 0.5 ahead of Holder. So going into the service at Apati, Mason, Hunt, Holder, Summerfield holding on to the battle for 4th. And the locals are on hand to provide refreshments for the drivers after a long day in the rally.
Phil, you're making it a good battle for 4th overall in the rally.
Yeah, it's really close with Matt at the moment. I think he took a decent amount of time out of us in the long stage, but we got a little bit back in the short stage we've just done. So now we're just going to have to try extra hard these last 3 stages this afternoon, and we'll see if we can come out on top.
And 3 stages to go. Pretty solid in 4th place?
I wouldn't say solid, not far to fill, but I know the last 2 a wee bit, so I'll have a push in those 2.
A diff change for Lance Williams should help with his handling.
It's been a bit loose in the back. We tried a sensor last service, but didn't seem to make a change, so we've pulled out the whole diff and putting a new one in now. So,
is that diff set up differently, or you just think it might be a problem inside?
Problem inside, I think. The temperature light came on in the dash, so we're wondering if it's a bit worn and whatnot in there.
Coming up just a few stages to the finish of the longest day of the rally season. Welcome back. Now, we're used to seeing John Kennard calling the notes for Hayden Patton, of course, the PWRC World Champion, now racing in the WRC. But for young David Holder, it's been a long day of learning, having a world-class co-driver calling the notes.
This weekend, my role's sort of to help David develop his notes to the point where he can actually stop using organisers' notes and start doing his own notes. So some of the things that Hayden's maybe been suggesting to him for a while, we've actually put into play here. We didn't go as far as to actually start him on writing his own notes because he's got quite a good position in the championship and he does want to try and hang on to it. This rally is a little bit different because it's sort of taking a step backwards with Hayden relatively early in his career. We got him to write his own pace notes, so we went away from using organiser supplied notes, and here with David we've gone back to using organiser supplied notes. Today we went over the roads and David sort of took the notes that the organisers have provided, and the main changes are just driver preference changes where the length of corners, they see them as a little bit different. Maybe a corner opens up a little bit more than it's been described in the original notes, and if they prefer to see it that way and drive it that way, then that's the changes they make to the notes. Hayden's notes, they're fairly detailed. He still keeps a lot of information, and we've sort of had an agreement for a few years now that where it gets to the point where I feel that he's not using the information, then we'll start taking things out. For David, because he's still using organisers' notes, the information that's in there doesn't have the same amount of detail. New Zealand's also comparatively easy place to read notes. I know people think some of the stages are quite busy, but when you get into like a cork plantation in Portugal where you're going in and out of the trees and all the corners are short and happen really, really quickly, you come back to New Zealand and you actually have to physically hold yourself back and read the notes a little bit slower because they're all good public road stages. They've got longish corners even when the corner's short, so it is quite a difference.
John Kennard, rally co-driver, really is a keynote speaker. Right, a short sprint again after service, and Richard Mason, well, he's just going for a bit of a wild ride. Tidy lines too here for Ben Hunt, but gee, dust is becoming a bit of a problem, Glenn.
Yeah, that's pretty thick. It's narrow and it's quite tight, so there's not much wind to blow the dust away.
Taking advantage of Hunt, and now finally with the swept road, David Holder wins the stage. 6 minutes 38, a second faster than Mason. On to stage 10 though, and it looks like Mason is in trouble.
Left plus 20.
Yeah, that's not handling that well. It's rather ironic that now the road should be suiting him better. And the car's not really doing what it should be doing.
So this time it's Hunt who gets a chance to try and win the stage. 16 seconds faster than Richard Mason over 8.7 kilometres.
Short 7 right, minus 8 left, 80. Hugged long 5 left into 2 right.
7 right.
And now it's David Holder who has to deal with all the dust.
And you can just see how difficult it makes it. You really can't see, and they're going so fast.
So it's very unsettling for David Holder. Campbell and Summerfield, meanwhile, still in a battle for 4th, though. Campbell taking time back on stage 9, but then losing time to Summerfield on special stage 10.
Kick right, kick left, 60.
And Summerfield really responding, seems to have put the worries about this engine to the back of his mind. 3rd fastest on the stage, just a few tenths of David Holder's time. McConaughey safe in 6th in what's been his best rally of the year. No improvement in stage times for Lance Williams though, finishing in 7th. Max Bailey had mixed times with the four-wheel drives but settling for a solid 10th overall. Dave Strong battling Brian Green right to the end of the day for 8th. In the end, Green just losing the place by 3.5 seconds. A big performance boost for Brent Taylor, 11th in the FT86, heading off David Thexton. In fact, Thexton, Mr. Consistency, had held 12th since stage 4. Hamish Anderson clinched the 1600 two-wheel drive class with his 13th place. Rod Davey took out the Classics. Gary Smith using the Classics as a shakedown for the Silver Fern. In the battle for the top 5 now, Phil Campbell not able to repeat his win from Coromandel, but a good battle through the day with Summerfield.
5 right. Caution, 5 left tightens into 2 right in junction.
And Matt Summerfield showing what might have been after a frustrating season to come home in 4th.
Short 6 left plus.
3rd place on this rally means 3rd in the championship for David Holder, but still a positive finish to his first season in the top tier of rallying.
30.
Whoa.
5 right minus.
It's a bit of a moment.
50.
He's got away with it though.
For Ben Hunt, another win on the final stage, just showing how good he can be. The championship title will have to wait another year, but for this year, he secures the runner-up spot in 2014.
Short 7 left minus, keep in 5 right.
It wasn't the perfect stage result for the Masons, but with Mason claiming 7 of the 11 stages, it was still a fantastic performance, a wild ride home and certainly entertaining.
Well, the car just hasn't been right these last couple of stages this afternoon, but it's a mark of a true champion. He's pushing on and still doing some good stage times to bring the car home.
And that finish line will bring to a close a great season for Richard and Sarah Mason.
5 left 30, 6 right times to a long 4. 30. 5 left tightens to a long 4.
It's a real battle for him.
30. Look at long 4 in. 30, 60. Finish long 4 right much.
So the top 3 unchanged over the afternoon. 4th place well deserved to Matt Summerfield.
Ben, 2nd for the rally, and after a challenging year, 2nd for the championship as well.
Yeah, I guess, you know, we have had a challenging year, and to come away with 2nd in the championship is probably an awesome credit to all the sponsors and everyone that's helped me out this year. So, yeah, I guess without all that help and willpower from the team to keep the car going, then we probably wouldn't be standing here today with 2nd in the championship. So, no, fantastic, awesome result.
Big day, fantastic result.
Yeah, woo! Awesome afternoon for us. Oh, awesome day, you know. Had a struggle with a left rear shock in the end. We had 2nd to last stage. When we talked to you there, that was actually, we had a broken shock, so we had to go and make some hasty adjustments to the car just to make up for that broken rear shock, and lost a little bit of time on the last stage, but it didn't matter to the overall result.
So congratulations and good skills to our champions for 2014. We hope to see them back on all the rally stages once again in 2015.